and Kansas in the tournament's final game.
Do it. You got 40 minutes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's defense have fun.
This is our night. This is our night. I got one.
Hey, look. Let's look each other in the eye right now. So before we get on the court, there's no tomorrow for us. We're going to win a national championship.
Come on, man.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, man. You can't pace yourself because there's no tomorrow.
Let's go.
One game, 2, 3.
With Bobby Hurley again running the offense, Duke showed no signs of a feared letdown. Greg Kubek's three-pointer opened the scoring, and then Grant Hill put an exclamation point on an early double run.
Oh, can you believe he got that high? Jim, that ball was thrown to the point that it was going out of bounds. I don't know how he got up there to get it.
I never thought he would save it, much less dunk it.
That was a David Thompson-type dunk from yesteryear.
Hill's astounding dunk gave Duke a 7-1 lead, but the Jayhawks, who seemed lethargic at first, soon began to get back into the game.
Come on, Hawks, go! Yeah!
With Mark Randall scoring 6 of Kansas's first 7 points, the Jayhawks sliced away at the Duke lead. Then, with 5.5 minutes gone, Kansas closed to within a single point when Terry Brown hit the Jayhawks' first three-pointer of the game. But Duke responded to the challenge.
Brian Davis on the right side. Brian with that slashy move coming in the lane. Running one-hander up and in for Brian Davis. Hurley to Thomas Hill driving. Pins it back outside. Hurley, 3, yes!
Boy, has that guy had one whale of an NCAA tournament.
7-point lead now, 18-11.
Kansas, however, kept on coming, hitting 5 of its next 7 shots to again close in on Duke.
Left side Adonis, three-pointer, count it. Three-pointer by Adonis Jordan. Then back out to Terry, three-pointer, swish! Terry nails the 3, and the Hawks are within 1. Boy, great to see him.
If Bobby Hurley's first Final Four was a nightmare, then his second must have been a dream come true. A year ago in the championship game, he failed to score a single point. But this year, his 12 points included 2 three-pointers.
Sideline turn, take the wide open 3 and buries it. Bobby Hurley.
Hurley not only began yet another Duke rally with his second three-pointer of the game, he also continually zeroed in on Duke's hottest hand. In this case, Billy McCaffrey, who came off the bench to make all 3 of his first half shots on the way to scoring 16 in the championship game.
Billy McCaffrey, who would rather shoot with a hand in his face than eat when he's hungry, drills it home again.
McCaffrey's three-pointer capped a 10-2 spurt and gave Duke its largest lead to that point at 36-27. Kansas soon cut into that, but with time winding down before the half, the Jayhawks lost a chance to get within 3.
39-34. Richard looking for a teammate, puts it on the floor now, goes to the corner. And what do we have? Stepped on the sideline, apparently.
10 seconds, 9, as Hurley comes across the midcourt line. Bobby eyeing the basket, a little one-on-one move, going around Jordan, kicks it behind him. Thomas Hill, 3, yes! At the buzzer! Thomas Hill drills a 3, and the Blue Devils will take an 8-point lead to the locker room at the intermission, 42-34. And we'll be back.
In spite of their inside problems, when the second half began, the Jayhawks went right to Mark Randall, who was beginning to wear down Christian Laettner.
High lane, dumps it into Randall, who lays it in. Boy, he's getting inside of Laettner very effectively. And it's a 4-point game, folks.
2 days before, against UNLV, Laettner had exhausted himself. And now in the biggest game of his life, he would have to fight fatigue. Finding the inner strength for one last run, Duke responded to the latest Kansas challenge.
Back of the dribble, gives it off McCaffrey, coming off the screen. The jumper's perfect. Grant starts inside, a long leap with a running one-hander. It's up in the jam. Grant Hill. McCaffrey sends it away to Hurley. Now the off back door. Brian Davis, slam dunk.
That's how you break the 1-3-1.
Rising to a new level, the Blue Devils kept the pressure on Kansas. And soon their slim lead would turn into a comfortable margin as the game entered its most critical phase. Over a crucial 10-minute span, Duke outscored Kansas by 10 to take a 14-point lead with just 6 minutes remaining. For Kansas, time was running out. The Jayhawks, however, had come too far to simply pack it in. Kansas kept fighting and ran off 10 points to Duke's 3 to get to within 7 with 2 minutes to go. But in the end, Duke's margin would prove to be too great to overcome. Kansas would not win the national championship this season, but it had come much further than anyone had expected. During their memorable 3-week run, the Jayhawks had upset 3 of the nation's top 5 teams and were just 1 win away from a title. It was a title that would go to Duke.
Mouse play comes into Brian Davis, who got behind. Brian slam dunk, and the Blue Devils go up by 7, 72-65 with 19 seconds left. Down the left side goes Winberry. With 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, Jordan lets fly. It is over. The Destiny Darlings have done it. The Duke Blue Devils have won their first ever national basketball championship. 72-65 over the Kansas Jayhawks. There is pandemonium here among the baseball.
After 8 previous times in the Final Four, Duke had finally won its national championship. In a year when nobody realistically expected the Devils to win, they did. And for Coach Mike Krzyzewski, the night that Duke became king was his crowning achievement.
We played 2 incredibly good basketball teams in Vegas and Kansas, and it took an emotional and physical investment for 80 minutes. The fact that my team could do that, I love that. There was a moment when my 3 daughters and wife came out on the floor, and you give kind of like a family hug. And my little one, Jamie, she's 9, she was caught in the middle, she was screaming, she says, "Hey, Whitney, you're squeezing me." And to me, those are the best moments.
Duke had done it. After shocking UNLV, the Blue Devils defeated Kansas to win the NCAA championship. Against all odds, the Duke was king.